Monitors take us to Ukraine, where the U.S. Embassy shuts down today, warning embassy staff that Russia may launch a significant air attack on Ukraine. So the warning comes after Ukraine fired American-made missiles into Russia for the first time yesterday. So a lot of tension to talk about here. They're ramping up. Biden administration taking action today to support Ukraine even further. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin says the U.S. will now allow Ukraine to use American-supplied anti-personnel landmines. Take a listen to this.
The landmines that we would look to provide them would be landmines that are not persistent. You know, we can control when they would self-activate, self-detonate, and that makes it far more safer eventually than the things that they are creating on their own. We've talked to them about how they would potentially employ these weapons and make sure that they're doing things responsible, recording where they're putting their mines, and make sure that they take advantage of the self-detonating qualities of these weapons. So we provided them anti-tank mines from the very beginning, and because of the way that the fight has evolved, this is just another stage here. But again, our focus is to help them. Is to meet their needs, and they've asked for these, and so I think it's a good idea to provide.
All right, Secretary Lloyd Austin there. Let's go now to CBS News Pentagon office. Ellie Watson, so is this all about, when we speak about these landmines, is this about those North Korean troops that have now joined Russia? Is that what this really is about?
The shift in the anti-personnel landmines is part of the Biden administration's response to over 11,000 North Korean troops showing up in the Kursk region of Russia. The shift, that arrival of the North Korean troops also shifted the Biden administration's policy on the use of Army tactical missile systems, or what we call ATACMS, which are those missiles that have a longer range of about 190 miles. Right. Just the other day, we reported the administration lifted the ban on Ukraine using those within Russia. For months, the administration had been reluctant to lift that ban because of how Russia may retaliate and because of the limited supply of ATACMS the U.S. has. But the arrival of these 11,000 troops in Kursk pushed the Biden administration towards changing the policy and allowing Ukraine to use them, because the administration argues involving troops from another country, from North Korea, is actually what escalates the conflict.
All right, and so we're also aware of this warning relative to the U.S. Embassy there and literally shutting their doors. Is there a concern that perhaps could take a hit from Russia today?
Well, concern over Russia's response to these policy shifts definitely contributes to why the embassy shut down today. A U.S. official just told CBS that there are indications Russia is preparing to test a new missile and potentially preparing to test it in Ukraine. So out of an abundance of caution, the U.S. has shut down the embassy for the day. Now, it's important to note that the shift in the ATACMS policy, the shift in the anti-personnel landmine policy that you mentioned, are part of the Biden administration's approach and attempt in the short time it has left to get Ukraine in the best negotiating place it can before the Trump administration comes in case President Trump decides to cut off the aid and force Ukraine to the negotiating table to end the war.
All right, fascinating times, and we know you are watching all of these developments as they break worldwide. Ellie, thank you so much. Always good to talk to you on CBS News 24/7. Be well.